There's a video circulating on social media among the Nigerian American diaspora that I came across about a young woman who went to Nigeria and rescued her dad from a difficult situation. And it presents another opportunity to discuss the importance of telling our stories. Stay tuned. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes, you may have come across this. And let me just start by saying my only source is social media. I do not know this young woman. I don't know the story individually. Everything I know is what's out there in the public, okay? So with that disclaimer, yes, I came across the story of a young woman who couldn't get any word about her dad, or rather couldn't connect with her dad directly by phone. And over a period of several months, she felt uneasy, she felt uncomfortable and uncertain. And she decided to make the trip from New York back to Nigeria, and she found her dad in a very disturbing situation where he was being maltreated and was in terrible health. And she was able to organize and take her dad back to the US. So very moving, very sad story for me and many others who came across the story, but it presented yet another opportunity to discuss another reason why we need to make sure our children, our grandchildren know our story. So first of all, our children need to know who has been a blessing to us, who has not been a blessing, who has been harmful to us. How would you like for such a situation to happen, and then you have grandchildren who do not know who hurt their grandfather in that situation and get in a situation where they trust such people? That would be really disturbing. Somebody who has not been helpful to you, I'm sorry, is not likely to be helpful to your child. And I think that telling our stories is important. It's important for us to know the positive side. This person has been a blessing. This person will not likely deceive my children, will likely always uphold my values, would likely treat my children with kindness. They showed me the same treatment, and some other people for whom the opposite applies. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing is our children need to know our roots, especially in our diasporian world. People are going all over the place, moving from place to place, especially if you're keeping links or keeping connections with that place. If you're somebody who may retire back to your ancestral home, I think your children need to know where you come from. What's the name of the place? What's the setup? They need to have an idea of how they might be able to get there, right? And that's not going to happen if we're not intentional about telling our children about the place. I think it might be different if you're somebody who really emigrated 100% and does not retain ties, does not have plans to go back to a place. That would be different. But even with that, I do think that as much as I like to embrace globalization, and we should embrace where we are, it is fundamentally part of us. We should not forget our roots. So these two things really came to my mind in reading through the story of this young woman. And I hope that things worked out for her and her dad. It looks like he came back to the US and was able to have his health managed and restored. And I really ask that God help us all, save us from such unscrupulous relatives. But that was my takeaway from this story. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Be sure to drop a comment, and I'll see you in my next video.